Hello everyone, William Selway here, and welcome to the Stimuli configuration video for DM Sorcery. Now in this video, I'm going to be showing you exactly how to build out the stimuli assets that you will be using to turn a completely cold lead on a social media platform into a booked appointment for you. And we're going to use a range of what we refer to as stimuli in order to get their attention, make them interested about our offer, and ultimately get them booked in to a call on your calendar that they're going to show up for. So here is what we're going to cover. We're going to start with our Trojan horse permission message, which is a 20-second permission-based selfie video that we will distribute using various social media platforms such as Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, School, pretty much any platform where your niche hangs out. Next, we're going to go through the Trojan horse follow-up message. This is effectively just a follow-up message that we send after the Trojan horse permission message. Next, we're going to go over our evergreen native VSL. Now, this is a video sales letter that breaks down our offer, shows testimonials, and effectively encourages people to book in on a call. Now, it's a native VSL, so that means that we send it natively on the platform. This will be recorded, exported to an MP4 file, and sent in the messenger chat that you are going to be speaking to the prospect on effectively. Now next here we have two lots of follow-ups. We have what we call the engaged follow-up chain and the Canly follow-up chain. Now these are a series of 8 follow-ups. I know it says 7 here, but this should be 8 follow-ups that we will send after the native VSL and after the Canly link to effectively get these people to book in. This follow-up sequence is the key to seeing success with DM Sorcery. And we're going to break down exactly the follow-up sequence that we use and how to build out your own unique one for your specific niche. Okay. Above this, we have the Canly link and schedule encourager. This is pretty much everyone who's said, yes, I'm engaged. I like the VSL that you've sent us and I want to book a call. And finally, we're going to go over our DM Sorcery Stimuli Hub. This is more of a legacy play here. This section here will effectively teach you how to organize all of the stimuli you create in this video. So when you do go to hire setters, you can effectively do that without much thought. You just give them the document you make at the end of this video, and then you can onboard a setter in little to no time or effort. Okay, so the Stimuli Hub is going to be extremely important, and we're going to coach you through this. You know, as I go through each one of these steps, I'm going to be asking you to pause the video and actually physically go and take action on what I've just taught you. And by the end of this, you'll have a whole Stimuli Hub for DM Sorcery for your own records, but also for when you do hire setters, because DM Sorcery is a great system. And it will treat you very well. It's treated me very well. It will treat you extremely well in the short term, but if you do want to scale this up, hiring setters is the play to do that. So getting ahead of this as soon as possible is only going to be a net positive for you. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. I know I say this all the time, but we do have a lot to cover today. So let's go ahead and get straight into it. So welcome to the DM Sorcery Stimuli configuration document. Here, we're going to build the stimuli you'll be exposing to prospects to encourage them to convert through the 4 stages of DM Sorcery configuration. It's the 4 stages that we spoke about in the last video, so if you haven't watched that, go back and watch it. We're effectively going to be breaking this down in a lot more detail now, okay? So there are 4 conversion stages for outbound DM Sorcery. First, we have nothing to initiated. This is nothing to stage A. Next, we have initiated to engaged, or effectively A to B. Next, we have engaged to canon lead. This is B to C. And then finally, canon lead to a booked call, which is C to D. Now, each one of these stages requires the prospect to be exposed to a very specific type of stimuli. If you don't know what I mean by stimuli or how a stimulus works, you need to watch Acquisition Genesis. Okay? So this is your video warning right now. If you have not watched Acquisition Genesis, please go back, watch Acquisition Genesis, and it will make all of this make a lot more sense. The mindset is so important. So please, if you've not watched it, go back and watch Acquisition Genesis. I'm assuming most people who are watching this have seen Acquisition Genesis, so we'll move forward. So quick warning, okay, do not copy the exact stimuli I show you word for word, okay? You have to use your own thinking ability and effectively do not monkey see, monkey do the exact stimuli we have, okay? I'm going to be showing you exact examples, but I am going to be giving you very specific frameworks in order to create your own. This system doesn't work when you just copy exactly what we have. Every single niche is different. Every single prospect and every single industry you work in is going to require a slightly different approach, and if you're using the exact same that we found that works for the agency space, then it's not going to work for you. Take what we have and model it off of it and use it for inspiration, but please, for the best results of DM Sorcery, you need to modify it and effectively create it your own for your own niche. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get to work here, okay? So first things first, stage one, nothing to initiate it. There is no stimuli required here, okay? When a prospect is in the nothing stage and they're moving to the initiated stage, this is effectively just a social profile that you found, okay? And the only thing you'll need in this section is the leads to reach out to. And once you've found the leads, we refer to them as initiates, okay? Now, I'm not going to go over lead sourcing in this video. It will be covered in the platform video, and we'll give you specific videos. I've got around a 1 or 2 hour video for every single platform, for Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, school, Reddit, all of them. So for lead sourcing, wait to the platform video and we'll show you exactly how to do that. Next, we have stage 2, which is when a prospect moved from initiated to engaged, okay? And the only stimuli we need for this portion of the system is a Trojan horse permission message. And this is a 20-second permission-based selfie video that effectively asks them a no-brainer yes or no, are you interested in getting more clients? And we effectively ask for their permission to pitch them the idea to get them more clients. Now, this can be done in video format or via voice note. I'm going to explain which one works the best a little bit further below, but just so you understand before we even get into it, it is a 20-second permission-based video or voice note that you will send via social media platforms. Now, in this section, we'll also need a Trojan horse follow-up message, and this is literally just one text-based message or voice note that we use to bump the first message. So if they haven't seen the first message, we've sent it to them, they haven't seen it or they haven't replied, we send them one follow-up message, effectively bumping them. I'll show you exactly how many we do below because you can push it a little bit further than one, but for most cases, for the best use, it is going to be one follow-up on the Trojan horse permission message. And next we have stage 3. This is when a prospect goes from engaged to can lead. And the stimuli that you need to transfer a prospect from someone who's engaged to someone who's can lead and wants to book a call is a evergreen native VSL. Now, an evergreen native VSL is effectively a 2-minute video sales letter pitch style video that breaks down our offer, shows testimonials, just gives them a lot of social proof, a lot of reassurance that our product works, and it is sent natively on the platform. We broke this down in the last video, but this video sales letter won't be a Loom, it won't be a Vimeo video, it will be a .mp4 file that we send natively on the platform we're using. So for example, if you're talking to a prospect on Messenger, it will be sent in the platform. The next piece of stimuli or stimulus that we need for this section, stage 3, is the engaged follow-up chain. Now, this is a course of 8 messages, GIFs, memes, selfie videos, voice notes that we use to re-engage prospects. So effectively, we've sent them the Trojan horse, they've put a thumbs up. We've sent them the VSL, but then they've not replied. We have an engaged follow-up chain of 8 messages, and these will be GIFs, memes, selfie videos, and voice notes that we use to effectively re-engage these prospects. And then finally, we have stage 4, which is can lead to booked. Okay, and the stimuli that is required for this section is a Calendly link, and this is explained in Acquisition Genesis. It is literally just a link to actually physically book into your calendar so they can host a demo call with you. Next, a scheduler encourager. This is just a short line of text alongside the Calendly link that says, hey, this is a no pressure demo, just hop on and we'll explain if you're a fit and how it works. And then finally, we need the Calendly follow-up chain. This is the exact same as the engage follow-up chain. However, it's just used to re-engage prospects who we've sent the calendar link to, but they haven't booked in yet. And there's 8 steps that we use to go ahead and get them re-engaged if they don't reply or they open it and don't respond. It's very important, essentially. Okay, so that's the breakdown. In this module, we're going to create the following. Okay, so first things first, we're going to create the Trojan horse permission message in video or voice net form. Next, the Trojan horse follow-up message, the evergreen native VSL, the engage follow-up chain, the Calendly link, the scheduler encourager, and the Calendly follow-up chain. These are supposed to be 8 messages because we have added an extra win since we last recorded this, as we found 8 is much more efficient. Okay, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So the first piece of stimuli, the first asset that we have to create in order for this system to run effectively is the Trojan horse permission message. And this is a phrase that we've coined ourselves. It's effectively, we use this to convert someone from initiated, just a random social profile, into an engaged prospect. And we do this by asking for their permission to pitch them. Okay? To do this, we use something that we call the Trojan horse permission message, because we're effectively pitching them, but we're giving them the option to opt in, which is very important. We've done a lot of research and we've read a lot of psychology, and just giving a prospect the option to opt in puts the power dynamic in their hands, and it lightens the blow of the pitch that they're going to receive, if that makes sense. Most people, when they're doing outreach, they just send a pitch. They say, we're going to get you X clients in X days, and the prospect really has no option. It's completely against their will, and they just have to either say yes or no. And normally, because you've already pitched them without their consent, quite a lot of the time it does go badly. So it's very, very important to give them the option to opt in, give them the power, and just give them the worst case scenario. All they have to do is send a thumbs up to actually get engaged. Okay? So how is this done? The delivery of the Trojan horse permission message is a video. And this is done in portrait or selfie mode. Okay, you can do this as a voice note as well. However, from our testing, I have sent thousands of these at this point. I've ran this system for 2 years for Imperium. I've hired well over 30 setters at this point, and I'm telling you, video performs better. So don't cut corners here. Video works well. The only time you'll ever use a voice note is if you have an appointment setter on your account, and then obviously they can't record a video of themselves. So for 99% of the time here, you will be sending a video because they perform better. Okay, an overview of this is essentially a 20-second intro and a request to pitch them. Now, the status here, this can either be evergreen, which means that it is pre-recorded if you have a setter managing your account. However, we always advise doing a voice note rather than evergreening it, because we found that non-evergreen videos where you actually record it personally and you actually name drop the prospect and their company, they perform around 40% better in our own testing. I've tested this thousands of times at this point, and I can tell you for 100% certain fact that recording every video personalized does perform better, and we've got the data over months and months and months. On average, it showed to us that it performed 40% better when you record these non-evergreen. So keep this in mind. If you want to evergreen it, do so at your own risk, but understand the metrics will be worse. If you come to me and your DM Sorcery system isn't working that well, and I find out that you've done a evergreen video and it hasn't been personalized, the first thing that I will tell you to do is do it non-evergreen and personalize every single one. Okay? Keep that in mind. You've been warned. So to create it, visit this doc. And in here, we have the Trojan horse permission message creation document. And in here, I'm going to break down exactly what a Trojan horse permission message is, how to create your own, how to deliver it so people actually want to reply, and then actually how to script your own unique one for your niche. So let's go ahead and just get started straight away here. Right, so for the structure, there should be 4 main moving parts for the Trojan horse permission message to be created effectively. Okay, first things first, you need to ask a no-brainer question, a no-brainer yes or no. Are you interested in more clients? Are you interested in scaling your business? It needs to be in line with the pain points that you've identified in your niche, and it needs to be a no-brainer yes or no. Okay, and it needs to be something they actually struggle with on a day-to-day basis. For most people listening to this, it will be more clients or scaling their business. It needs to effectively be as easy as possible for the prospect to be like, oh yes, I am interested in that. Next, you need to be transparent and say that it is a pitch. You know, I want you on a call. You won't effectively say, I want to get you on a call in the first message, but you will say, this is a pitch. I want to send you some more information. It's very important to be transparent. Third moving part is you need to request permission, okay? Now, this softens the blow for the transparency of actually saying that it's a pitch, because you're giving them the power in the conversation, okay? It's very, very important to request permission to send something. As I said in the previous video, 90% of people, well, I would say closer to 99% of all prospects who receive outreach just receive a quote of how many clients they can get you in X amount of days, and then they ask if you're interested or not. And that just completely raises their guard and makes them not actually want to opt in the first place. So it's very important that you request permission from the prospect in the third moving stage. And finally, you need to do a thumbs up as a call to action. You need to physically make it as easy as possible for this person to opt in. Ask a no-brainer yes or no, tell them it's a pitch, ask for their permission to send some more information, and ask for a thumbs up to send the evergreen native VSL. Now next, the keys to delivery. Okay, so there's a few moving parts in here. If you can do all of these, then you will see success. First things first, you want to start as if you're reaching out to a long-lost friend you're excited to reach out to, okay? This is very important. People get so confused nowadays with trying to do B2B or B2C. All outreach is just H to H, human to human. You're reaching out to a human on the other person. Don't try and be too professional. Don't try and reach out as a business. Just reach out as yourself, okay? Sound genuinely happy to reach out to the person, because truthfully, you might just change their life. And you want to imagine if they do book an appointment with you, their life could totally change for the better, okay? Again, people get so caught up with gaining clients for their own goal and their own needs, and like you view as a client signed as money in your pocket. It's not the way to look at it. Every single time you sign a client, you're going to be giving them a service that may genuinely change their life. And if you can incorporate that in the outreach that you're doing, you are going to win. You're going to get ahead of everyone else in the game, okay? So forget about the money you get from the prospect. Forget about the rent that's due for yourself or the pain that you've got of scaling your business. Focus on genuinely trying to change these people's lives for the better, because that's what you're doing. And if you reach out with that in mind, it will sound authentic and it will resonate very well with the person. Next, you want to smile a lot. This is just a pretty straightforward one. You want to be smiling throughout. DM Sorcery and a Trojan Horse permission message, which is personalized with you on the camera, is a transfer of emotion. And if you're smiling and looking excited about your product, that's only going to transfer that confidence to the prospect, okay? You need to smile. Do not look robotic. And then again, on the other hand, don't look crazy. You don't want to look like a serial killer, but you do want to smile, because it's very important to transfer that emotion and that excitement that you have about your product to them. And this will come naturally. If you genuinely are trying to change this person's life for the better, there's no way you won't be able to smile about that. Next, look at the camera, okay? So this is a big one, okay? You do not want to be looking at the recording of yourself on the phone as you record it, okay? Because it just doesn't look natural. You want to look directly into the camera at the top of your phone screen, okay? And you want to imagine that camera is the person's eyes, okay? When you're speaking to a person in real life, you don't just stare at them in the eyes for a whole minute. You break eye contact, and you want to treat that the exact same when you're recording these entry videos, okay? Imagine the camera is the person's eyes. Don't stare for the whole 20 seconds. Break eye contact every now and then. Look off into the distance, look down, look up, look back at the camera. But it should all feed back into you looking back at the camera, okay? At various points throughout this. Okay. Next, you want to put your thumb up when asking them to send a thumbs up. This is a given. Simply, when you ask for the thumbs up as a call to action, physically put your thumb up on the camera so they know, right, he wants a thumbs up. I'm going to give it to him. Okay. Next, you want to sound casual. Okay. You literally just want to pick up your phone and record, and you don't want to plan it. Do not use a tripod. Do not prop your phone up. Do not do anything. Pick up your phone and just record it as if you're reaching out to a long lost friend. Okay. Organic wins with this approach. Okay. Next, you need to make it yours and don't sound scripted. Now, this will come with time and repetition. The first few you record are going to sound scripted and robotic. A good SOP to get over this is just to repeat your Trojan Horse permission message 100 times in front of your camera, over and over again. I promise you at the beginning it's going to be long and it's not going to sound good, but repetition wins in the long run. You can do this in the market just by sending them out until you're very comfortable with it, but if you really want those first few you send out to be nailed, just record it 100 times. I promise you, after 100, it will not sound scripted anymore. And finally, keep it short, 20 seconds or less. Anything more than 20 seconds, you're saying too much effectively. Okay? So some more notes here. It should sound natural and not scripted. If you're already having a conversation with the prospect, it should fit in line with the conversation you've already had. Next, you should be able to record it in just under 20 seconds. And seriously here, if it's longer than 20 seconds, you're saying way too much. I promise you, the first you record with your script, they're going to be 30 seconds and up. If they are, look at your script, remove any of the filler words that you don't need, keep it in very short and concise sentence, and keep it under 20 seconds. Unfortunately, we live in a world where everyone's attention span is completely fried, and you can't really expect them to listen to a stimulus from you that lasts any longer than 20 seconds. Honestly, if you can keep it under 15 seconds, it's going to be even better, okay? So no longer than 20 seconds, you need to keep their attention focused on the outcome and on you for those whole 20 seconds. After that, you're just saying too much, effectively. Okay, so here are 10 examples. Okay, in fact, there's a lot more than 10 examples in here because I've added some more in. Effectively, I would go through and watch every single one of these. We've got different examples for different use cases, some from me, some from Charlie. I'm going to run you through a few of them now. Okay, so first things first, we have one from me.
Hey John, Will here. Thank you
you so much for accepting my connection request. Listen, quick question, are you open to new ways of getting marketing clients, okay? I ask because I have an opportunity that could help you do that, but I do not want to pitch it without your permission, so I won't. But if you are open to receiving some information about how it works, just send me a thumbs up. So as you can see here, I'm just looking natural. First things first, introduce yourself. Will here, thank you so much for accepting my connection request. Listen. Okay, straight away, ask a no-brainer, yes or no. Quick question, are you open to new ways of getting marketing clients, okay? Next, be transparent. You've got a pitch for them. I ask because I have an opportunity that could help you do that, but I do not want to. Next, you ask for their permission to pitch. Pitch it without your permission, so I won't. But if you... And finally, a simple thumbs up call to action to actually go ahead and send them some more information. If you are open to receiving some information about how it works, just send me a thumbs up. Simple. Okay, I'll run you through a few more of these here. Let's find one from Charlie here. Here we go.
Listen, mate, whilst I got you, I'm really enjoying this chat, by the way. Whilst I got you, I really want the opportunity to try and get you on the phone with us. I'd love to book a discovery call with you, but I don't want to do that, obviously, until you understand about what we do. I don't want to waste your time. Would it be all right with you if I sent over a quick 2-minute video sort of explaining what we do and how it works? If not, that's totally fine. But I'd love the chat. Yeah, hey John, how's it going, man? Quickly, whilst I've got you here on Messenger, quick question. Are you by chance open to new ways of getting clients for the agency? Don't worry, I don't want to pitch you anything without your permission, but I have got an awesome opportunity that I'd like to introduce to you. You might not want to hear anything about it, but if you'd like some information about how it works, send me a thumbs up and I'll send over a video sort of explaining some results. No worries.
The most important thing is it just needs to sound laid back and follow the 4 steps we mentioned at the beginning, and you'll have no issue seeing results of this. Okay, feel free to go through all of these. There's about 15 or 16 in here. Watch all of them, get a good idea of how these work. Yeah. So I would recommend doing this non-evergreen at every single opportunity. Okay, only add in evergreen once you've scaled up and have a setter managing your account, and even then you should be using voice notes as opposed to an evergreen video. As I said at the beginning, personalized videos or non-evergreen videos perform 40%, even higher than that most of the time. So record these personalized every single time, okay? Don't be lazy. Non-evergreen will perform better. Eventually you can get a setter to do it, okay? So you will be running this yourself at the beginning until you have a system that you know works for your niche, and then it's just scale. It's hiring appointment setters, having them manage their own accounts under your business name, and having them duplicate the exact process that you've seen success with for you. Okay, so here's the pros and cons of evergreen and non-evergreen. For evergreen, it's obviously more scalable and you can send it at any time, but it's less personal and it performs a lot worse. And then non-evergreen, the pros, it's more personal and you can get the name in, which is so bloody important. The cons, it's a lot of effort and there is energy required, but I promise you, the more effort and energy you add into it, the better results you will get, okay? So truthfully, if you're watching this, like, just ignore the evergreen section, okay? Just do it non-evergreen, record every single one personalized, okay? Now here is an example for you to actually go ahead and script your Trojan horse permission message below. So pause the video right now and script out what you're going to say. Again, ask a no-brainer, yes or no. Be transparent, it's a pitch. Next, request their permission and do a thumbs up as a call to action. That's all you should be doing. 4 or 5 sentences, bosh. Okay, so practice it a few times so it feels natural to you on camera. What I would do is recommended equals 100. Okay, record it on your camera 100 times, and once you've done it 100 times, there's no way it won't sound natural. Okay, note you can do this with voice notes. I prefer video as it works better. Just go with video. You can do voice notes as you scale, but video is going to work better most of the time. Okay, so the call to action for this is a thumbs up. We already know this. We don't want to ask them a question or anything. We just want to say, if you're cool with me sending this, just send them a thumbs up. We effectively want this action to be as simple as humanly possible. They don't have to think. All they have to do is press the button on the side of the Facebook page that says thumbs up, or go to their emotions and press thumbs up. That's all it is. Do not ask any questions. Don't ask them to send anything but a thumbs up. It needs to be as lower barrier to entry as possible for this prospect to opt in. They don't have to think. They just have to press one button to receive more information. That's how it needs to be. Okay. Now that is the Trojan horse permission message. Okay. So next up in the sequence, we have the Trojan horse follow-up message, okay? So sometimes people won't respond to a Trojan horse permission message. It happens, they either don't see it or they see it and they don't reply, okay? If they don't, you can use a one-step follow-up process to get them to get them to reply, essentially, okay? To create it, visit this document here. Again, this is going to be very, very simple, okay? The key points here, it should be simple and a short message. The only goal with your follow-up message is to get them to watch the video, not to get them to book a call, not to get them to do anything else but watch the video. That's it. Don't get them to reply, just get them to actually watch that video, okay? So when sending it, try replying to the initial Trojan horse message if the platform allows you to. For example, on Facebook, you can actually go ahead and highlight or hold down on the video you sent and then press reply and then send the follow-up as a reply, okay? So some examples here of what to use, just keep it very simple. Hey, first name, is the above cool with you? Hey, first name, is that permission granted or not? Hey, first name, did you watch that video I sent? Okay? Now, it's up to you. You can do this as a voice note or text. It says here this should be delivered as a voice note, so just follow that. That's truthfully what we did, because if people see the line of text of it bumping and they get it as a notification on their phone, they're not even going to open up the message in the first place because they know they're just bumping the message. Send it as a voice note so they have no option but to open it and listen to it to find out what the message says, okay? So go ahead and write your message below. Again, I wouldn't copy these because we've used them a lot, but it's just a very simple bump to get them to view the video, okay? So there's an extra option here of scaling cold follow-up messages, okay? So you can incorporate more follow-up messages on the Trojan. However, please, please, please be aware that the more cold messages you send to a prospect without a reply does increase the likelihood of action blocks, bans, and message request lands. So if you're just launching this system for the first time, we recommend starting with one follow-up on the Trojan horse permission video and scaling to 2 after you've been running the system for at least 90 days. The reason we say 90 days is by that point the account will be warm and the negative impact of adding an extra cold message essentially decreases, but also you ran the system and will know if we even need to add it. If you perform within KPI, your media scene rate is good and your positive reply rate is good, you will never have to add a second follow-up, okay? You only add a second follow-up if after 90 days, you're noticing your positive reply rate is a little bit low, but the media scene rate's high, you can add that in, okay? Cool. So pause the video now, write your message, and that is done. Okay, so the next piece of stimuli that we need to create for the DM Sorcery system is the Evergreen Native VSL. Okay, so once you've drafted the Trojan horse permission message and you've sent that, and effectively once someone has sent a thumbs up or agreed to be pitched, we have the green light to send the Evergreen Native VSL. Okay, now this is a 1 minute and 58 second video explaining your offer and any results you've achieved for your clients. It needs to be no longer than 1 minute and 58 seconds. Okay, so the delivery for this will be a video and it will be a horizontal selfie / loom. Okay, an overview of this, it needs to be 1 minute and 58 seconds or shorter, and it needs to explain your offer and give any social proof or testimonials. Okay, and the status, this is evergreen. Okay, so this will be pre-recorded. You will tell people it's pre-recorded. You're not going to be recording this every single time. It'll be one video that you distribute for everyone. Okay, so to create this, you need to visit this document here. So if someone gives us permission to pitch, we are going to send a 1 minute and 58 second or shorter video that briefly explains your offer and results. This must be sent natively. We don't want to send a loom. We want people to be able to view, consume, and act on it in platform. This is a huge secret to getting conversions. If they have to click a link, they will get distracted and they will put it off till later. They'll click on a link, go somewhere else, then suddenly forget they're talking to you, go off the chat and speak to someone else. Okay, I promise you this has to be sent natively in the platform and it is the key to success here. Okay, so we want to use the same call to action as we did with the previous stimuli. We're asking for a permission to send a Calendly link and a simple thumbs up. So the structure for this, first things first, you say who you are. Don't go into too much detail here about, what degrees you got in college, how long you've had your business, what your business name is, stuff like that. They don't care. Okay, all they care about is who you are. My name is Charlie Morgan and I run a marketing agency. That's it. Okay. Next, you need to break down your offer at a very high level. You need to explain exactly what the prospect gets from working with you and keep it very high level. Next, you need to add in some risk reversal in the form of a guarantee. This is very, very important. People need to know exactly what you're going to offer them, and they need to know what happens if it doesn't work out. Very, very important you go through risk reversal straight away. Next, you need to go through results, and we do this on Loom View. So this first section here will be in a horizontal selfie video, and then you will switch into Loom and edit it in. So you're effectively going from a horizontal selfie video straight into a Loom where you go through results. Okay. If you don't have results, we do have an SOP below that we can show you, but we're going to keep it here just for training purposes. Okay. Next, how you get results and why it works. Most importantly, keep it very high level. Do not explain that it's going to be Facebook ads. Do not explain that it's going to be database reactivation. Do not explain anything about how your service works. Okay. You need to keep this very high level. So for example, if you're running Facebook ads, you don't say, we're going to set up Facebook ads and we're going to put a Google Pixel and we're going to target people through your funnel. They don't care, okay? And it also triggers keywords in their brain. They've heard it 1,000 times before. They probably tried Facebook ads. They know it doesn't work and they're not going to book in, okay? So you need to keep it high level and say something to the effect of, so we pretty much implement our proven client acquisition system straight into your business. We plug and play. So you just click play and you get results coming in, okay? Keep it high level. Just explain the system at a very high level, essentially. And then why it works, okay? Why it's so good and how many people have been through it and the results that you've seen with it, okay? You want to focus a lot more on why it works rather than how it works here. Next, the outcome of working with you. And again, here, you're just going to re-explain the offer and the risk reversal. You get a bit more specific here and you say exactly what they're going to get from working with you and what the fallback is if it doesn't work. So effectively, you're saying the offer and the risk reversal twice in this VSL. Next, you need to explain the demo call and do not explain it as a sales call. You want to explain it as a low pressure, one-to-one demo call where you can just explain how the service works and find out if this prospect is a fit for you. Keep it low pressure. Don't make it seem very salesy. It's just going to be a very simple laid back call to explain how it works. And finally, a call to action thumbs up. Exact same as the first section of this system, just a simple thumbs up. Again, it needs to be as simple as possible for the prospect to opt into this second part. If you don't have results, you need to break down your offer in a slideshow format. Okay, so below I'm going to show you some examples of what to do depending on where you're at in your business. Okay, so everyone watching this video now will be categorized into two different sections. Section 1 or cohort A will have testimonials that they can show, and cohort B will not have any testimonials that you can show. Okay, so you'll take a slightly different approach based on whether or not you have testimonials or not. Okay, so all of this will be the same, but the only thing that will change depending on whether or not you have testimonials is just this section here where you explain the results. So key points before we go into the examples: it needs to be concise and to the point. Okay, no rambling, no going off on a tangent about your service. Just focus on the offer, what the prospect gets from you, the outcome, and that's it, essentially. You want to talk at a very high level. Don't mention specific details of your service or product. Again, don't mention Facebook ads. Don't mention exactly how it works. Just focus on the outcome. And it must be 1 minute and 58 seconds, absolute maximum. Otherwise, it won't send on some platforms. Okay? Now, for full transparency, there is one platform, Instagram, where you can't send a 1 minute and 58 second video. Okay, for Instagram, it needs to be closer to 1 minute and 30 seconds. So you have two options here, and we've tested both. Okay, you can either create your VSL right now to be 1 minute and 30 seconds. And if you can do it for 1 minute and 30 seconds, then do it like that. And then send it for that on all platforms. Okay, this is mainly if you've identified Instagram as your main platform that you're going to be using. Record this to be under 1 minute and 30 seconds. If you're not sure if Instagram is going to be the best platform for you and you want to focus more on LinkedIn or Facebook, then do it 1 minute and 58 seconds. And if you want to test Instagram, what you'll do is send a loom with your VSL. Now, I know we were very strict on saying that you can't send a loom. However, specifically for Instagram, I've done the data, I've ran it, and I've found that you can get away with sending a loom specifically for Instagram. It doesn't work for other platforms, but on Instagram, where, you know, effectively we don't have any other choice. But if you do want to send that longer VSL, we found that a loom can suffice. So the metrics will be lower, but if you've identified Instagram as not one of the main platforms for you, then you can go ahead and sending a loom just to test that. Alternatively, you can record two different versions, but it is a lot of work. I would just advise choosing one or the other right now and going with that. If you want to follow this training exactly how it's laid out, 1 minute and 58 seconds is the maximum. So there's two examples here, okay? We have example 1 for people who have testimonials and example 2 for people who don't have testimonials. First things first, we're going to go through example 1 here. And this, by the way, before I press play, this is the VSL that I used to book over 800 appointments in a single month. And I was booking 600 to 700 every single month consistently with this VSL. I can't even put into words how much money we've made from this one VSL. And this was done in one take. We didn't over edit it. We didn't go stupidly trying to script this for months. We just gave a script to Charlie. He's recorded it. And then it was done, one take.
Okay, so if you're watching this one, it's because you're curious to learn how we can help you get more clients. My name is Charlie Morgan, and I'm recording this video for you to explain how my company, Imperium Acquisition, can help you get 20 new high-ticket clients.
So as you can see here, we've started off straight away, who you are. And then within the first 10 seconds, straight into the offer.
In the next 6 months on a complete pay on results basis. Now, full transparency, this...
Straight away, straight into risk reversal.
This is a sales pitch, and it's also pre-recorded. I want to be honest with you. So what does pay on results mean? Well, it basically means that if you don't sign 20 clients when you work with us, a minimum of 20 high-ticket clients, then we don't get paid. If you don't get results, we don't get paid. Now, talking of results, I'm going to cut a quick clip in that explains exactly how we've done this and the results we've got for other agency owners, coaches, consultants like yourself. So let's take a look at this in the computer now. Results and proof.
And then it just goes straight into results. Okay, so if you have results, what you'll do is cut into your laptop and record a quick loom and pretty much just break down all of the proof that you've got for people. And I'll go through this now.
So here we've got Luca, who added $120,000 in new monthly revenue in 12 months of working with us. Jamie added $16,000 in new monthly revenue in 3 months. Ishmael, 17.5 in 5 months. Eric, 40,000 in 5 months. Amanda, 15,000 in 6 months. Martin, I mean, you get the point, right? We've got hundreds of examples of people adding 6 or multi-six figures to their bottom line over the course of a 6-month period of working with us. It works so bloody well, and I'm so excited to talk to you about it. In case you can't tell. We've also got 250 reviews on Trustpilot, 5 stars of people singing our praises. We've built our own agency called Northflow Consulting to 7 figures, and we currently make multi-7 figures a year using these exact systems for our own business, Imperium Acquisition. Hundreds of testimonials. I hope I've convinced you it's a good thing. So there you
And straight away, after that, that's the results. We go into how you get results. And this is very important, as you've noticed throughout this whole process. We've not once mentioned the course. We've not once mentioned Terminator Looms or DM Sorcery or Facebook ads. We've just focused on the outcome. We're giving them systems that work. We don't tell them what they are. And it's very important that you don't do that for your own VSL as well. You just focus on the outcome, a high-level overview of how it works, and that's all you need to see success with this VSL. The minute you tell them how it works, it's not going to work. And as you can see here, we've got so much we could tell them, but we don't, because we know that by telling them exactly about the email system and exactly about the DM Sorcery system, that they're not going to want to book in because they've heard it 1,000 times before.
have it, the average result of a client that works with us. Now, I'm a little short on time. I have got hundreds of other examples, but I think you get the point. So we basically help you achieve this result by helping you install a series of client acquisition systems that basically help you book 2 to 5 appointments a day.
As you can see, we just refer to it as a series of acquisition systems. There's so much we could tell them right now, but we keep it very high level and just say a series of acquisition systems because that's what it is. And then again, we go straight into the offer again.
Solve the acquisition problem forever. Okay, we do it on a pound results basis, and we've done it for over 750 agency owners, coach, consultants. So if you want to learn more about how it works, then send a thumbs up to the person who sent you this video.
And then it ends with a simple explanation of a demo call and a call to action thumbs up.
And they will send you a link to book in a demo. It's a no pressure demo. You can leave your card at home, but I implore you, send a thumbs up to whoever sent you this video. It may well change your life, and I'm so excited to potentially see you in the program. Have an amazing day. Thanks for watching. Okay, so
nice and simple. So if you have results, that is the exact formula you should use. Now, what if you don't have results? Okay, if you don't have results, you will take a slightly different approach to this. And I'm first going to show you an example of what it will look like if you don't have results, and secondly, give you a framework in order to fill out the VSL so it doesn't look completely empty. Okay, so this is what it will look like here. Again, this VSL follows the exact same framework. All of this is the same. The only thing that's different is the results bit in the middle, where we'll just go break down the offer a little bit more, but I'll show you how this works.
So if you're watching this video, it's because you're curious to know how we can help you sign more clients. My name is William Setway, partner at Imperium Acquisition, and I'm recording this quick video to show you exactly how it works. So we legally vow to add $20,000 in new monthly recurring revenue to your business on a complete pay and results basis.
as you can see, opened up with a little bit about who we are, offer, and risk reversal.
Now, what does paying results mean? It pretty much means that if you don't sign 20 new clients or add $20,000 in new monthly revenue to your business, we don't get paid. Now, I understand that's a bold claim, so I'm going to cut in a quick clip now that shows you exactly how it works.
So the only difference here, because we're not going to be using testimonials, is we just run through a slideshow breaking down the offer. We effectively go through the offer audit checklist that you created in Acquisition Genesis, just in slideshow format. Okay, and I'll show you what this looks like now.
So we help agency owners, coaches and consultants who struggle to consistently fill their calendars. They typically struggle to sign clients consistently, spend hours each day doing manual outreach with no results, and have been burned by other agencies in the past. Our promise? We legally vow to add $20,000 in new monthly recurring revenue to your business in 6 months. And if we don't, you get a full refund, a wire transfer of $5,000, and we'll give you access to all of our proven systems for free until you make it work. So how does it work? We will actually help you implement our collection of proven client acquisition systems into your business. All you have to do is build it, press play, and fix the problem of client acquisition forever. So you can either work with us and add $20,000 in new monthly revenue in 6 months, or you can implement it, not make money, receive a full refund, get a complimentary $5,000 wired to your bank, and then $5,800 or 6 months worth of complimentary coaching free of charge. So worst case scenario, you net $5,000 and retain access to all of our proven systems for free.
So all we're doing in place of not having testimonials is just breaking down the offer, hitting on the pain points, breaking down the offer again, breaking down the risk reversal, and then putting a soft call to action at the end.
Okay, so that's how it works. If you do want more information, just go ahead and send a thumbs up to whoever sent this video, and we'll send you a quick calendar link to go ahead and book in a demo call. I know you hear demo call all the time, but it literally is just an opportunity for us to demo out our services to see if this is going to be a fit for your business, okay? So if you're interested, send a thumbs up to whoever sent you this video. I look forward to seeing you on the call.
Okay, so if you click on this document here, we actually have a breakdown of how to create a native VSL if you don't have testimonials, okay? So if you're creating a VSL and you don't have testimonials, then you can show on screen, you can use this template. And here is the template here. I've gone ahead and made this for you, and you can go ahead and just fill this out with information about your company. First things first, who we help, just one sentence perfectly describing your prospect. Third, these are the pain points. First, biggest pain point of your niche. Second and third, biggest pain points of your niche. Your promise, which is effectively your offer, and you break down your offer in one sentence. Next, your guarantee, one sentence guarantee or risk reversal. Then you explain how it works. Okay, this needs to be 3 sentences max. It needs to be a high-level overview of the system. Keep it vague, focus on the outcome or offer. Do not use any industry keywords like ads, lead gen, etc. It needs to be either like a collection of proven client acquisition systems or something to that effect. That doesn't tell them how it works, but tells them a very high-level overview of how it works. Okay. Now, next we have some results. These are optional. I'm going to go into how you can effectively show testimonials without having any. So we'll break that down after this. And then finally, we'll just go back to the risk reversal again. So you can either restate offer, or you can restate the risk reversal and guarantee. Okay. Then we'll end with a worst case scenario here. You need to give a win-win ultimatum for the prospect. Okay. And that's it. Just go ahead and fill this out. Every single one of these ones here, which has a bit of information, just fill this out with the offer that's relevant to your business effectively. Okay. So quick note here. Now, this is going to be quite exciting for people who don't have testimonials. If you don't have results for your agency, but you have had success with the systems, then you can use these. Okay. Now, what I mean by this is if you're running a system that has been proven in the market, you can get away with showing example ads for other businesses who have used your exact service and got results. For example, if you're targeting gyms and you're going to run Facebook ads for them, you can get up the Facebook ads library and go through a bunch of gyms in local areas and say to them, hey, look, these are examples of gyms in your area that are running Facebook ads and scaling. And you can effectively show them other people in the market who are using your service. Alternatively, if you've used the service yourself and got results for yourself, you can show them, okay? Or for example, let's say you're selling like a school community build as an offer. You can go ahead and show examples of competitors who have implemented a school community and scaled and say, look, this guy scaled, up to 100,000 subscribers by adding a school community in, okay? Get creative here. It's very important that you're transparent and explain these other businesses in the industry who are utilizing your exact service and seeing results. Don't go ahead and just say they're your clients. Just go ahead and show them examples of other people in the industry who are very similar to the people you're targeting, who have implemented a service similar to yours and got results, okay? Now, the way this can work is, for example here, let's come back to this results page here. What I've done is just added some screenshots of gyms around London that are using ads, and you would just say, hey, look, JD Gyms is adding this much, or signing 20 new members a month just from this Facebook ad. You effectively have to just show testimonials of other businesses who are using a service very similar to yours, but they're not actually your testimonials, okay? Be careful here. Obviously, please don't say that they're your testimonials, but just show them, look, these are people who are running the same service that I'm going to sell to you. It's killing it for them. Alternatively, if you're selling an acquisition package and you've got a fully booked calendar, show them examples of you doing it for yourself. Okay, you can get creative here and add testimonials if you don't actually have any. And if you're very confident that your service is going to work, but you haven't actually done it for yourself yet, and you know other industries and other businesses in your space are using the exact same service, then you can completely remove this and just go for the first approach here and just show examples of other businesses similar to the people you're targeting who have seen results with the same service that you're going to offer for them. Okay? So the call to action for this is a thumbs up. Okay, we don't want to ask them a question or anything. We just want to say, if you're cool with me sending it, just send a thumbs up. We want the action to be as simple as humanly possible so they don't have to think. Okay, quick note, if you are recording your Loom, make sure the screen display is set to 1920 by 1080p, nothing higher. This is because most people will watch it on their phone and won't be able to see the details if it's really zoomed out. Okay, so pause the video now and script your evergreen native VSL in this section here. And you want to do this following this: who you are, offer at high level, risk reversal, results, how you get results, outcome of working with you, explanation of a demo call, and call to action. All of these should just be simple sentences. Never more than 1 or 2 sentences for each one of these. You do not want to ramble, you want to keep it concise, to the point, and keep their attention throughout. So pause the video now and script your evergreen native VSL below. Okay, so we're back. I'm guessing now you have scripted out your evergreen native VSL. It might take a few takes to make. Understand that, it's not going to be perfect the first time around. It's just important that you get something down, and then we can iterate as you actually test it with the market. Next, we have accompanying text. Okay, so when we actually go ahead and get the thumbs up from the Trojan Horse permission message and we send the VSL, we want to accompany this with a text message to give an incentive to actually click on it and watch. Because if you just send the VSL with no text, then it just looks a bit random. Okay, so here's what we send. We say, hey, first name, that's made my day. So I'm sending you a quick 2-minute video that breaks down the results we've gotten for other agencies, and it will briefly explain how it works and our secret sauce for results. Have a watch. If you like what you see, just drop me another thumbs up or whatever you want and we can chat further, okay? So go ahead, pause the video and write your version of this below. Full transparency, you can probably just copy this. This is the one instance in this whole system where you probably can just copy it because this is proven and we know it works. But if you do want the best results in the long term, go ahead and script your own version here. Okay, next. So we have a quick camera roll hack here, okay? So obviously you're going to be sending all these VSLs from your phone. Okay, full transparency, you cannot send evergreen VSLs from your laptop or your desktop. It has to be done from your mobile device. And it doesn't make sense every single time to be opening it up with camera on, scrolling through to find the VSL every time, because obviously you're going to be taking pictures. It's going to naturally go further and further down the line. Okay, so here's how to avoid it getting buried. Okay, so in order to find your native evergreen VSL video in your camera roll every single time, what you want to do is go into your phone settings, find the app you're messaging on, for example, LinkedIn, go to Photos, allow photo access, and tap Selected Photos. Next, you want to press Edit Selected Photos and add the evergreen video to your selected photos. All this means that when you're actually going ahead to find your native VSL and send it to a prospect, the only media from your camera roll that's allowed to be shown to that app is the evergreen VSL. So every time you open up, you're just going to click on it and send it. Okay, you don't have to aimlessly search through your recent photos to find it and send it. Okay. Important note. Okay, when you do go ahead and send your evergreen VSL, please make sure it's actually sent before you exit the app. This is so important, and I did this a lot when I first started appointment setting. Sometimes when you exit the app before it's actually said on the app that it's been sent, the VSL just won't actually send. Okay, so it'll look really weird getting the accompanying text here, but no VSL. Okay, so make sure you stay on the app until it's sent and it says the little checkbox to say that it's been sent, and then you know it's actually been sent. Okay, because if you actually leave the app before it's physically sent all the way through, it won't send and it will make the metrics drop. Okay, cool. So that is the Evergreen native VSL. And feel free to drop any VSLs you want into the school community, tag me, and I will order it for you and make sure it's perfect before we send. Next, we have the engaged follow-up chain, and we have 8 of these for every single prospect who views the VSL. So once the VSL is sent, someone will either reply or they won't. Now, ideally, we want them to reply, but it's the nature of outreach. Sometimes they just won't. If they don't, we need a hefty follow-up chain to re-engage them to book a call. To create it, just visit this doc here. So in here, we have the engaged follow-up chain. Okay, so a lot of prospects need to be nurtured to be converted. To nurture them to the next stage, we need a vigorous 8-step follow-up chain that breaks patterns. And here's what it looks like. Okay, so you have 8 follow-ups. Follow-up 1 and 2 will be a simple bump message. It'll either be a simple piece of text, voice note, or selfie video. And then follow-ups 3 to 8 will be a meme accompanied with a piece of text or a voice note. Okay, now we use memes for these follow-ups because memes convert so well. It breaks the pattern of outreach. So many people are just used to receiving text bumps, and it all just merges into just one big annoying reminder from your end. If you can do anything to make them laugh, break the pattern they're used to, and reach them on an actual human emotional level, you may just get them to reply. And memes work extremely well. Don't worry if you work in a professional market, you're still targeting a person at the end of the day who enjoys humor. Like, people scroll through their phone, people view memes, people watch comedy films for one reason, to make themselves laugh. And if you can make them laugh in the inbox, then you're going to see success with this platform. Okay, so don't worry if you think memes are a little bit silly. I promise you, it's probably the key for us booking so many appointments and me booking so many every single month with DM Sorcery, just simply because we were sending memes and making people laugh. Okay, so you might think 8 follow-ups is extreme. Truthfully, it is, but that's why we get extreme results. So follow-ups 1 and 2 should be sent within 12 to 24 hours of the previous message. Okay, so both of these should be done within 24 hours essentially. And it's very important because they've already opted into the VSL. We want to capitalize on them actually viewing the VSL as soon as possible. So within 12 hours, you should send this, and then another 12 hours, you send the first follow-up. Then all of the follow-ups after this from 3 to 8 should be every 48 hours. So the first 2 should be within the first 24 hours ideally. Then after that, every 2 days, you should send a meme plus text / voice note. So first things first, follow-up 1 and 2. These are just simple text messages, voice notes, or selfie videos. All you need to do is bump the video. They don't require much thought or creativity. Honestly, just 3 to 6 words, simply trying to re-engage them to watch the video. Or alternatively, telling us to go away. We just want a reply from them. All right? So here's what we use. We do thoughts on that video, first name, and was it that bad ? With a winky face. These can be delivered via a text message, a voice note, or a selfie vid. In my experience, voice notes and selfie vids work better. However, if you have a lot of volume, it doesn't make sense to send selfie videos every single time, but do understand if you go to that extra step, you will get better results. Okay, so keep it simple. Just write yours below. Just something very simple. All you need to do is get them to watch that VSL. That's it. And next we have follow-ups 3 through 8. Now these are slightly more quote-unquote cultured. They require not only text but a meme as well. Now memes are a great way to break through the pattern they're used to and introduce some humor. Some key points here. They should be relevant to your niche. They should be funny. The goal is to get them to reply but not make them laugh. And it should be appropriate. Okay? So to create your memes, go here. You need to create 5 and upload them to the Google Drive. In fact, you need to create 6 because we added in an extra follow-up. Okay? So what we do is we use a platform called Meme Generator, like this. Okay? And what you do on here is you choose a meme that's relevant to your niche and go ahead and try and prompt them to book in. So for example, us in the agency space, we do something like, this is a good one. So we say text 1, reply, or draw 25, and then you. This is quite a funny one already. the simple Uno game, reply or draw 25, and the prospect is drawing 25. It just works. Again, something like this, we can do book a call, put it off, you. Okay, again, another funny meme that we can use. Very, very simple. Okay, again, if we take this one, for example, we could do, I'm thinking on the fly here, we do you, and let's do you, other agencies, our VSL. That's a pretty rubbish one, but you get the idea here. Just get creative here and just make it fun. Again, like I said, you don't really want to make them laugh, but if you can make them laugh, it can effectively lower their guard and get them to book in. Okay, so get creative here. There's so many different ones you can use, and you can view more in here by just finding more. Just get creative here and just have some fun, essentially. All right, so here's some examples that we use. We have quite a lot in here. So here's some examples of ones that we've used and booked thousands of appointments with. And these work extremely well. So I'll go through these now, just one by one. These are proven ones. Again, you can use some of these, but be careful, these have been blasted. It got to a point where I was sending so many out to prospects that I actually started receiving these to people who had pitched me. So a lot of people have been using these. You use these at your own warning, at your own risk, but these do work well. It's a nice little Kermit one. They didn't reply, I'll leave them alone. Unleash the follow-ups. Again, reply, I'll do 25, you. My follow-ups being left on red, you. I like this one. I'll be waiting for you to reply. Pablo Escobar. I bet he's thinking of other girls. Have they even seen my VSL yet? Never give up, no matter how long it takes. Me following up on you. Nice little one, not opening the video, watching the video, replying to the video and booking a call. I think this is my favorite here. Can I send you a calendar link? Yes, please. Leave me alone. Absolutely. And I need time. And this one works really well because you actually give them an option. So instead of just sending a thumbs up, they can just be like, oh, A, yes, please. So they do work extremely well. Okay. Yes, we've actually used these and they've generated us over 10,000 appointments. And I promise you, I genuinely think memes were the key for us to booking so many appointments with the DM Sorcery system. I'll be honest with you, like people do book in straight away, but I'd say at least 60% of people do require some follow-ups. So I can't even explain to you the ROI we've got from adding these memes to our follow-up process. They just work so well. Okay. Now, when you send the meme, you will need some accompanying text. So each meme you've created should be accompanied with some short text or a voice note. Some examples of these are number 3, got to warn you they're coming. Number 4, just some simple eye emojis. Just going to drop this here. I'm getting old here, and this one works really well in conjunction with this one here. And where are we first name? 1, 2, 3, or 4. And this one works in conjunction with this one. Get creative, relate it to the meme, and they just work really well. So write your accompanying text below. This should give some brief context to the meme in question. Okay. Now, we can add some variations to our follow-up here, and we can use follow-up videos. Okay, so another cool variation you can add to your follow-ups are selfie videos. Now these help to break the ice similar to memes and are a way to effectively cut through the noise. Keep them concise, simple, and always end with a question regarding the VSL you sent. Okay, some examples of these are here, or in fact they're in this Google Drive here. Okay, and they're going to be very simple, just selfie videos that you add into the process to split up the memes that you're going to be sending them and get them re-engaged. Some examples are here.
Hey John, it's Charlie, just here with another video. Just wondering if you got the chance to check out the video that I sent over to you, John. Let me know if you did and what your thoughts are. It'd be awesome to know. Hey, it's Charlie again. Listen, I know you're probably getting a little bit sick and tired of me, but I will keep following up because this could be an amazing fit and it could be really good for you. Obviously, just really keen to know what you thought about that video, and if you're open to exploring the next steps, just let me know. It'd be good.
Okay, so I'm not going to go all 3 of them, but you get the picture here. Just keep it short, concise, and always link back to the VSL to get their thoughts and get them effectively re-engaged. Okay, So if you do decide to use follow-up videos in your sequence, we recommend structuring it like this. Okay, so if you do want to add these in, if you want my honest opinion, I would start with all memes and following this here. But as you iterate and want to make the follow-up process better, you can go ahead and follow this one. Okay, and this is done very simple, just a simple text and voice note, and then a follow-up video. Then 2 memes, follow-up video. 2 memes, another follow-up video. Okay, now it's up to you. You can record these evergreen. Okay, but you will get better results if you record these personalized every time and mention the prospect's name. So again, evergreen it at your own risk. Doing it personalized will perform better. So that is the engaged follow-up chain. Okay. So next we need the Calendly link and the scheduler encourager. So when someone sends the second thumbs up to the VSL, we need to send the Calendly link. When we send the link, we want to accompany it with a certain message. To create it, visit this document here. Okay, so very simple. You do not need to overthink this. Okay, the main thing here is just to let them know it's not a high pressure buy it now sales call. Okay, so what we send is nice one. Grab a time and we can break it down. By the way, it is a low pressure demo, so you can leave your card at home. And you put the Calendly link underneath. Now it's up to you. You can do this as a voice note or text. Voice note is obviously going to perform better, but you can do it as text if you want. Okay, so go ahead and pause the video and script yours out now. Keep it simple. Just pretty much tell them it's not going to be a high pressure sales call. Keep it low pressure. Tell them they can leave their card at home and go ahead and get them booked in. And finally, we have the Calendly follow-up chain. Now this is the exact same as the engaged follow-up chain. Now the only difference with this one is we add a slightly different time frame into follow-up 1. Okay. Now the reason we add a slightly different time frame into follow-up 1 is because I found from my own testing that adding a simple bump between 1 and 2 hours after you've sent the Calendly link will help them book in quicker. Okay. So imagine you've sent the Calendly link and you're at the final stage, you're at the finishing line, you just need to wait for them to book in. It's very important that you go ahead and bump them very quickly, especially if you've noticed that online and they haven't booked, bump them quickly, okay? After that, the second follow-up should be done 12 to 24 hours afterwards, and then follow the exact same framework of doing a follow-up every 48 hours after that, okay? Again, follow-up 1 and 2, again, just a very simple bump of the schedule. They don't require much thought. 3 to 6 words. Just simply try to engage them. Exactly the same as the engaged follow-up chain. We use any of those times work for you, or let's get it penciled in today. Keep it simple. Go ahead and pause the video and write yours in here. Okay. Now I'm not going to go through this bit here because this is effectively identical to the engaged follow-up chain. I am going to show you the meme examples we use because they are slightly different here. What we will use is something more catered to the actual call. So instead of getting them to watch the VSL, we will create memes, getting them to book in. Okay. So for example, our first one is this one. Brace yourselves, follow-up messages are coming. Next, we have this. This is my favorite by a mile. I send you the link to book in. You see the link, you leave it on red, you leave it on red. This is my favorite by a mile. Next, we have book a call, put it off. What's it going to be? I'm once again asking you to book the call. Bernie Sanders meme. Me waiting for the Calendly notification. Me looking for the Calendly notification. And a final one. Wait, you work, pay, and results. Always have been. Okay. These work well. Use these as examples, but obviously go ahead and create your own because I tell you right now, these have been blasted by my setters. For the accompanying text, keep it very simple, the exact same as the follow-up chain. Just make sure it relates to the actual Calendly booking in, okay? So got to warn you about the follow-ups. Any good times for you on the link, winky face. Can't see you on the calendar yet, you free soon, or I'm dying over here, okay? So go ahead and pause the video and write your accompanying text now for your memes. And then finally, we've got the follow-up process here. This is the exact same as the engaged follow-up process, so I'm not going to go through this. Just use the exact same. Okay, and that is effectively all the stimuli that you need to create for DM Sorcery. Now, one final thing that I want you to do now is create a DM Sorcery stimuli hub. Just to make sure that you've got it all, I'm going to give you a checklist and a certain hub to just keep track of all of these documents that I've given you. Okay, and this is what it looks like here. So effectively what you want to do is go through and check off all these that you've done. So you've done the Trojan Horse permission message, you can go ahead and check all of these off. You've done them, it's all good, you're finished now, okay? Now, what I also want you to do right now is go ahead and make your stimuli hub. ready for potential access to a setter. As I said at the beginning, DM Sorcery is designed to be run manually by yourself at the start and then scaled up with appointment setters. And I promise you, if you do this now, you're going to be so thankful that you organize this in advance. Okay. So effectively, you want to create a Google Doc in a Drive folder and organize it neatly. Okay. And add the Trojan Horse permission Google Doc here. Add the Trojan Horse follow-up message doc here. Go back to here, grab all of these that you've copied and pasted and written your stimuli into, and go ahead and organize it all nice and neatly here and organize it in the Google Doc. Do it now when I give you the SOPs, and you will be thankful you did. That means when you hire setters, all you need to do is give them this resource here, and they can go off and just start booking appointments immediately. Okay, so that has been the Stimuli configuration video for DM Sorcery. I am so excited for you to go through this and start running it and get results. I can't wait to see your wins in the community. When you get wins with the system in the community, tag me, tag Charlie, tag Bo, let everyone know how good DM Sorcery is, and I can't wait to change your life. As always, my name's been William Selway. Thank you so much for sticking towards the end of the video, and I will see you in the metric and prospect tracking video, which is up next. Take care, guys.